Everyone, what is going on? Guardian here. I'm back, and I certainly can't wait. We are gonna play some Dusk 2, and this is a game that I've mentioned before that I'm super excited to play because I've played this before on the Switch before it even came out in the West, and I ended up really enjoying this game a lot more than the first. So I definitely can't wait to get into this. So yeah, let's do it. You can select the language. Let's check everything. Lock on range. Lock on. Okay. Let's bring up the soundtrack a little bit, and then voice will bring up just a little. That, and then language. We'll just leave it on Japanese. All right, let's get into this. I certainly can't wait, and I hope you guys end up enjoying this walkthrough. So yeah, let's do this. Would you like to save the settings? Yes. All right. Hope you all are having a great day, and hopefully you guys end up enjoying this stream. And I hope especially that you might end up getting interested in trying this game out, because this game absolutely is fantastic, without a doubt.
親友の遊女と誤って優船長に迷い込んだこと。そこで不思議な力に目覚めて、そこからリーオおじさんや店長と一緒に始めたバイト生活。だこともね。人間界を巻き込んだネメアの事件。なんだかんだで結果的にはお店に一人居候が増えました。そして1年後、僕の名前はヤン・ユモ。めでたく大学生になりました。
準備ができたら装備のテストを始めますね。
うん、大丈夫。お願い。それじゃ行きますか。
Data so far looks pretty normal. The armor and these ones seem to be working at a stable rate. Dragon Vein Regulation Armor, so that's the official name for the gauntlet. Yes, but you don't have to memorize it. It wasn't called the D-Stone in the first place. I love the songs in this game, it's so good. Start the training. Shape right now. Let's get this thing going.
それでは始めますね。
よろしくお願いします。
Lock on. Use L2 to lock on to the nearest enemy. Will automatically follow the target. There are multiple targets. Use right thumbstick to move. You can adjust the camera angle while lock on. Light attack, press square to perform light attacks. Pressing square continuously to perform consecutive attacks. Different characters have different strings. Triangle to perform a heavy attack. Slower bat of higher armor or higher power and armor break effects. R2 to dodge. When dodging, you'll be invulnerable for a short period of time. Press R2 will jump to perform an aerial dodge. Cannot be used by some characters. Respond to an enemy attack and press R2 at the right time to initiate a just dodge. So allow you to act faster. Hey Alex, what's going on? My PS5 copy arrived today. Oh nice! That's awesome. I'm glad to see you here. That's nice. That's awesome. I imagine you're probably gonna play it right now. While you're watching me, I imagine. Maybe act faster than enemies and restore an amount of SP. Alright. SP gauge. I want to finish everything in Borderlands 3 first. I'm trying to stop jumping from one game to the next. Oh, okay, see. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. I'm sort of the same way too, where I'm like, there's just so many games that I need to finish, and it's just hard to stay on one. I get what you mean, yeah. I do hope you finish and then you get to do this game next. Because this game definitely is... I mean, I know I just started, but obviously I played this before, so... But yeah, hopefully you can finish it quickly and then you get to play this game. Because I guarantee you're gonna enjoy it, I guarantee it. SP is consumed when using SP and signature skills. Recovers unless dashing. Cooldown, when it's depleted, it will enter a cooldown period. You cannot use any skills that use SP, but just dodges will instantly restore SP. Combo attack, when locked on, press and hold R2 to dash. You can perform follow-up attacks after enemy contact consumes 1 SP. Hopefully it'll take me a week at least. I've got 4 more DLC left. Oh, okay. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully not. But definitely I'm glad to see you here, Alex. It's nice to see you here. At the very least, now you get to see how this game, you know, plays and stuff at least, so... But I do hope you get to finish Borderlands and then you can go straight into this game. When pressing R1, the triangle, square, and X will shift into the SP skills. Moves on the panel can be learned and equipped in the battle preparation menu. Colors on the skill panel indicates blue, SP consuming skills, red, skills subject to SP cooldown. It might take 2 weeks because I tend to grind for legendaries a lot. Oh, okay, I see. Well, hopefully it doesn't end up becoming too much of a pain. Hopefully not, because I know certain RPGs, they can take a while when it comes to grinding, so hopefully that doesn't take too long. Yellow, burst available for activation, no color, skills that are unusable. And the cool thing about this is you can turn on auto. You can turn on auto scroll, so that's good. But yeah, Borderlands 3 has pretty generous drop rates for legendaries. I've never taken more than 15 minutes to get at least something. Oh, okay. Well, that's good at least. I'm glad it's not taking forever at least to get certain things. That's good at least. Yeah. Yeah, and I've also, of course, I'm sure you've seen, I've been playing, Soul Hackers 2. I've been enjoying it so far. It's really fun so far. You know, the combat's really fun, and so far the story, I'm enjoying it. You know, I like the characters, it's pretty cool. Music's also pretty good too, especially the opening. I did post it on my, my Discord, the opening, Hopeless Call, I think is what the theme was called. It's a really good main theme. Definitely recommend listening to it. It's a really good theme. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. But yeah, hopefully, I hope for you it doesn't take too long to finish the DLCs. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But at least, like you said, it won't take, the grinding isn't too bad at least, so that's good. I hear Soul Hackers 2 is fairly standalone, but I still wish the first game was on PS4, PS5. Yeah, it's the first one was on what was it? Well, it was originally on Saturn and PlayStation. I think '98. I think is when it came out, and then they brought it to the 3DS in 2013. I think is when it came out, and that's when we got in the West. Was the 3DS version. Yeah, it would be cool if they released the first one. Maybe if the second, maybe if Soul Hackers 2 does well, maybe we might get the first one, and then it might end up like being brought to other consoles, I imagine. EXSP, use circle to perform signature skills. Each character has a different signature skill, consumes 1 SP. Counterattack timing, Crimson Strike, a powerful attack that most enemies possess. Red flash indicates its imminent use. It is dangerous but makes for a good counterattack chance. When Crimson Strike is about to hit, press circle to perform a counterattack. Counterattacks can interrupt enemy actions and give a large amount of BP. Yeah, that's one of the new mechanics, is counterattacks. It is a little tricky though. Like, it's not exactly like necessarily like it's hard to figure out anything. Like, it just really comes down to just the timing. It's a little tricky. I like how there's now a meter showing how long your combo stays active. Yeah, I do like that, yeah. Even if it won't necessarily reach as high as in the first one, like you would get like 999 and something like that. It won't necessarily get that high, but you can still rack up a pretty good combo. I do like that it does show that that little meter there. And especially what I like is combos count towards your XP in this one. So you actually want to get a higher combo or to get more XP because you get like a bonus. So yeah. That's what I like about this one is there's no time or anything. It simply comes down to how good your skills are in the fight. That's pretty much what it comes down to. When it comes to the XP bonuses, it's not like before where Awesome give you more use of the combo. Yeah, that's what I really like. Not that the first one, like, it didn't give you an incentive to do combos. It obviously did because you get more resources out of it. You get more health and magic and stuff like that. But pretty much to get like upgrades and stuff, it pretty much comes down to your time. And it's just really weird that in a game where combos are like a really big factor in the fighting, it's really weird that that doesn't really count much in your results. So I'm glad that in this one they did that, where it actually doesn't, where your combos do affect how much XP you get. Or actually, I think there is a time, but it's not. But there's no like there's no letter grade, is what I should say. Pure damage was more important than keeping your combo up. Yeah, it's pretty much that essentially, because it was like it was pretty much just like it would help with like your you pretty much needed to focus more on the damage and stuff, you know. Not that, of course, like, you know, you pulling off combos wasn't important, but it certainly was more like you wanted to defeat him quickly, so that way you can get an S rank, you know? Oh, and also good news, someone already uploaded the soundtrack of this game. Someone uploaded a playlist, which is really good. So if you want to listen to the soundtrack, it's pretty much available now, actually, so... Yes, yeah, I'm glad someone uploaded it. I mean, I have the the CD, like the soundtrack CD, but obviously I definitely am glad it's on YouTube. I definitely am glad, because I really like this game's soundtrack. Not that the first had a bad soundtrack, but this one definitely, they definitely improved on the soundtrack, in my opinion. I'm sure not everyone's gonna agree, but in my opinion, this soundtrack definitely knocks it out of the park. Just this training room theme has already got me hooked. Yeah. This is pretty much the battle theme. Well, I mean, not every single battle, but this is essentially the battle theme, essentially. What was it? I'm trying to remember what it was called. I'll just look it up later. But it's a really good soundtrack. When BP, your yellow gauge is full, press R1, circle to activate burst. During burst, activate power and SP recovery will be increased. During burst, attack power will rise according to your burst level. Using SP skills, just dodges, break strikes, and counterattacks increase the level. Increases Dragon Vein wait for drop rate while burst is in effect and scales with burst level. Burst Ultimate. When burst level exceeds 160%, press R1 and circle to use Burst Ultimate. Press R1 and circle again to perform an ultimate burst.
上出来だと言いたいところだが、最近体の調子が悪いだろう。あまり無理するなよ、イモ。
リーオおじさんこそ甘いものの食べ過ぎで虫歯に注意だよ。なんて。メグさんも数値は正常だって言ってるし、平気だよ。
数値が正常だ。
Oh, here we go. I found it. Scholar's Mate. That's what it's called. That's what that song was called. Scholar's Mate. Leo looking slick with his updated model. Yeah.
リーオさんも古傷を持っているんです。他人事じゃないですよ。よし。リーオさんの武器も強化完了です。
And the good news about this version is it's in 60 FPS, so I don't have to worry about a weird, sort of frame and stuff. Not that it was necessarily, like, horrible, but it definitely can start chugging at times the frame rate, so the goodness is at least here it won't have that issue. And of course also it loads much faster, so that's also a plus. PS5 ought to be in 60 FPS with minimal load times. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be even better on there. It'll probably be like 1 second, and then it already loads it in. And frame rate probably won't even go down at all, probably. Even if there's probably like a bunch of enemies, it'll probably still run at 60 FPS.
司令官。あ、モーションさんのことだね。最近お世話になりっぱなしだね。
あ、リオさん、すみません。い
や、お前が謝ることじゃない。俺の心が狭すぎた。イモ、そろそろ正門町に戻ろう。
お、おう。
Yeah, and the good thing about this game also is it has like a recap story sort of thing, so that way if you get into this, like if this is your first Dust Diver, then it'll at least tell you what happened in the original. Although really, you should play the original, especially because it's not necessarily like a super long game, so... And especially because this one pretty much kind of throws you in. So, because it's like there's all these like new characters and stuff like that. So, going into this as your first one, it's gonna be kind of messy. Maybe not entirely, but it is gonna be a little like jarring because you're gonna be like, wait, who's this guy? Who's this character? So, yeah, I mean, it's cool they at least have that option, but certainly it's a good idea to play the original. Especially so also that way you can see how much this improves. I don't get people who play sequels before the first games. It depends. I mean, if it's one of those cases where it's like standalone, like Soul Hackers 2 for example, like I never played the first, and I'm playing Soul Hackers 2, and I'm sure there's gonna be certain things that I'm not gonna get, but at the very least, you know, I don't necessarily have to play the first. You can pretty much go into that and you don't really have to worry too much about, like, being lost or anything like that. But if it's a case of, like, that you do need to, you know, of course, Yakuza 3 was my first Yakuza game, so I have no room to talk. Yeah, I mean, at least in those games, the reason why it kind of works is because they kind of, the way how they end, it's more of like, they could be the last game and it will be like a satisfying conclusion, because they don't usually leave loose ends, you know? Well, I mean, if you want to count, I guess, like, 6 Degree, well, pretty much any one of them actually could be the last. So, that one it isn't too bad, actually. You pretty much could go into really any one of them, and you don't really have to worry about, like, getting lost. But in certain games, yeah, it is better if you do play the originals. Unless, of course, it's a case of that the original isn't that great, and the sequel improves on it a lot. In that case, I think, yeah, then I wouldn't necessarily, like, blame people for skipping on the first. Leo's joined the team. You can now freely switch between playable characters. Main quest display. Quest objectives will be marked with an exclamation. When you get close to the exclamation, it will change to a special icon. I feel I should apologize for how I've been acting on the Discord server over Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, no worries, Alex. No, you're good. No worries. No, it's completely fine. You can talk about whatever you want. I'm not gonna, like, you know, say anything like, oh, you can't talk about this, or, you know. I know it's very immature, and I don't know why I let it get to me so much. No, it's cool, Alex. No worries. You know, I'm not gonna say, like, oh, you can't, you know, say this, or, you know, you need to stop talking about this. I'm not gonna say that, you know. If you got something and you want to get off your chest, go ahead, you know. I'm not gonna, you know, stop you, you know. And I mean, I can definitely see what you mean, like, it kind of sucks when people are, like, hating on a game you like and stuff. I mean, the thing I can say is, and I've said this before, of course, is if you enjoy a game, don't let others, like, influence you, essentially, you know? You know, if you like a game, you know, don't let others tell you, like, oh, if you play this game, you know, you're wrong, or, you know. The dashing will stop as generating. Use D-pad to switch. I think what really got me was the Walmart where I took that picture, had that many copies of Forbidden West, but that awful new Saints Row game was almost sold out. I've been hearing that game apparently is selling well, which is unfortunate because I don't exactly think that game is, like, you know, that great. But I mean, if people are enjoying it, you know, I can't really do anything about it. but yeah, it's, you know, I mean, I'm not really interested in either one, but if people enjoy them, you know, that's cool. You know, it's their business, you know. And I have no idea why. Did we all just forget what quality control is? Yeah. It really sucks that in this day and age, a lot of games, it's like guaranteed pretty much to come out with bugs and stuff like that. I mean, pretty much bugs have always existed, but especially nowadays, it's gotten really bad. MRT travel. You see the MRT icon in the city, use it to enter the MRT station. MRT travel icon will be shown the station. Use it to open a list of destinations. Select the place you wish to travel to. But yeah. And really, I think it just comes down to I'm just not as big into open world games as you. I'm sort of like kind of getting tired of them to an extent. I guess I would say the exceptions would be certain RPGs that have an open world. But if they're more like the quote-unquote like Ubisoft sort of open world and stuff, then I'm not really too interested. Disregarding the bugs, the gameplay just feels like it should have came out 7 years ago. Yeah, it looks pretty much like 3 and 4. That's pretty much what it looks like. It doesn't even look super different. It pretty much just looks like those two games. Move zone icon is shown on the map. You can use it to move to another area. Yeah, it just doesn't look fun. And the story and characters, they just don't really like... They don't really scream like gangster or anything like that. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm certainly not interested in that game at all. Even if it didn't have those bugs and stuff, I still wouldn't really be interested in it. Honestly, if I was forced to pick between the two, Horizon and Saints Row, I'll definitely pick Horizon. Just a bunch of Gen Z hipsters wanting to fight capitalism, pretty much. And they always try to make it like, oh, it's so cool, and, you know, rebellious. And I'm like, nah, it's just cringe. That's all it is. It's just cringe. I'll be more than happy to play Horizon Forbidden West. At least that game, you get cool robots and stuff like that. And I did enjoy the first one. I mean, I haven't played the first one in a long time, but I did enjoy it. I'll be right back, gonna get some red velvet cake. Okay, Alex, no worries. That sounds good. Nice. Map. You can check the map of an area you visited by selecting map in the main menu. Use it to check where your destination might be. Press right thumbstick to quickly reset the camera angle. Use this to quickly see where your character is facing. L2 lock on the nearest enemy. Yeah. Alright. And playing this in 60 FPS feels so weird after playing the Switch version for a while.
お次はゲストにヘスペリアの CEO ショエルさんをお迎えします。
全国視聴者の皆様、こんにちは。ショエル・ゲヘナです。
ショエルさん、本日はお越しいただきありがとうございます。いろいろお話を聞かせてください。皆さんはご存知の通り、ヘスペリアグループはここ数年目覚ましい躍進ぶりですが、今回台北に支社を設立した理由はなぜですか？
エネルギーおよびテクノロジー産業を専門とする当社としては、台湾の関連産業にはとても高いポテンシャルを感じています。当初の母体はエネルギー技術から始まっています。ですのでこの領域で台湾の企業と密接な協力関係を築き上げたいと思っています。
それはとても期待できる情報ですね。具体的にはどのような取り組みをされているのでしょうか？
当社はグリーンエネルギーに力を入れています。特に空気発電に関しては新たな発展がありました。この技術はナノマシンで空気中の水分を電力に変換するというもので、湿度が高い台北市はテストに最適な環境です。
Hey, Gold Trigger, what's up, man? Good to see you. Not much, just playing some Dust Diver 2. Just came out today and I just got my copy of it. And I'm already streaming it because I love this game. And I definitely can't wait to stream more of this. Just started not too long ago, so you're not like super late or anything. But how's your day, Ghost Trigger? I hope your day's been going good.
除湿機の売れ行きには少しだけ影響が出るかもしれませんね。
ショエルさんはユーモアのセンスも終わりで。それでは次の質問ですが。
若くてかっこいい CEO だね。結婚したら料理上手な旦那様になりそう。
ユシャお姉ちゃん、妄想はほどほどにね。それに結婚なんてまだまだ早いよ。
あと優しくて知的な感じ。下で働く社員たちにもきちんと接してそう。
どこをどう見てもわがまま経営者じゃないか。綺麗事を並べるところに限って裏では汚いことを
Fun fact about me, my dad wanted to name me Thor. He was dead serious. Oh, really? That's cool.
ブラック企業、悪徳経営者だよ。
Doing pretty good, playing this PS1 JRPG called Lunar Silver Star Story. Okay, I never heard of that. Sounds kinda cool. I'm guessing it's a sci-fi RPG or something. Also, damn, Yusha got a glow up. Yeah.
おいおい、レジに誰もいないとか、こんなんじゃ商売にならないだろう。
ちょうどいいところに戻ってきたね。
And of course, good old boss.
あんたたちに頼みたい仕事があるからね。
No, it's your typical anime fantasy RPG. Oh, okay. I see. I just assumed it was sci-fi because it had the word lunar in it, that's why. But I see, okay, so it's just a normal fantasy RPG, okay. That's cool. Is it turn-based or is it like real-time? Well, I imagine it's probably turn-based because that's pretty much how most were back in the day. So I imagine it was probably turn-based. I like the little cat headphones that Nima has. It's funny. Yeah, it's turn-based. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, pretty much in those times it was pretty much turn-based. I think really real-time didn't happen till like the late 90s, I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure there was one that was earlier. But I think late 90s is when it started to catch on, real-time RPGs. Boss's shop, interact with the cash register to buy and sell items with boss. As the story progresses, more equipment becomes available. Buying items. To buy items from boss, you will need Dragon Vein wafers. Wafers are obtained by defeating enemies, and you earn more by using burst efficiently. I think Lunar Silver Star Story got a remake on PSP. Oh, okay. I see. Who published it? What, like Square, or is it some other company? You can sell materials or food to boss to earn money, sell equipment or orbs to earn wafers. What's nice is there's an option, there's an auto battle option, which is great for level grinding. Oh, okay, that's cool. Kind of like with Persona, where you can turn on auto battle and then it just does it for you. That's cool. That's nice. Actually, funny thing is I don't use auto battle. Even when I am grinding, I don't use it. Because for some reason, I just like controlling the characters myself. I don't know why. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Buying equipment, select battle preparation in the main menu, navigate to battle items. Items page to set up what you wish to bring to combat. Each item has a carrying limit. During combat, press L1 and with the D-pad to use the corresponding battle item. You cannot use another item within a short period of time. Buff items cannot be used until the effect wears off. I don't trust auto battle AI to not get me killed. Lunar Silver Star was originally a Sega CD game, then got a remake on the PS1, which is what I'm playing, then got a demake on the GBA. Oh, okay, I see. Man, Sega CD. Wow. So that's an old game. And I don't trust auto battle. Yeah, that's kind of another reason why I don't usually do that. If anything, if I remember, I think Persona 3 what was like that. Well, the original. I know Portable, they made it to where every character you control. But I know in the third one it was like, on the original it was like, you only controlled the main character. Everyone else was an AI, pretty much. Tomazmar has a lounge for its staff where you can save your game's progress. Be sure to save before you quit the game. Save data can be loaded by pressing continue on the screen. You can load auto-save files here as well. You can rest in the lounge and fully restore character's HP. Damaged clothes will also be restored. Yeah, you may be wondering why they said damaged clothes. Well, that's because there's a mechanic where if you take too much damage, your clothes get messed up. So that's why it mentions that. Rest function in the lounge is now available. Since you like RPGs, you really should check out Ysade. It's one of my favorites. Oh yeah, I actually have that game. I made some progress, but I haven't played in a while. I really need to get back into it. I think I'm like 48% through exploring the island. Yeah, that game is fun. I have played it. It's a fun game, but I really need to get back into it at some point. What's amazing, there's over an hour of anime cutscenes, which is amazing for a PS1 game. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I know cutscenes in those times, they take up a ton of space. Trying to put cutscenes in old games like that, it took up a lot of space. I brought it up because Ysade is getting a PS5 version this November. Oh yeah, I heard about that, yeah. Yeah, PS5 version is coming out. Yeah, Ysade is fun. I really do need to finish it, especially because Ys 9 has been out for a while now, and I really need to get it. I mean, I was originally going to get it on Switch, but I heard the Switch version wasn't that great. I heard it has lots of performance issues, which is a shame. I really want to get 9 on Switch, but I guess I'll have to get it on, like, PlayStation then. Let's see. Well, I can't buy anything. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, you see, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Actually, there's another RPG from Neon Falcon that's also really fun. It was actually the first one I played from them. I don't know if you've heard of it or you played it. It's called Tokyo Zandu. I don't know if you've played it or heard of it. That game's a lot of fun. I highly recommend that game. That's a really fun RPG. It's essentially, you take, pretty much it's basically like if you take, like, Ysade, like the combat of Ysade, and then you mix it in with some elements of Trails of Cold Steel, which is another Neon Falcon RPG. That's essentially what it is, pretty much. A bit unrelated, but the PC version also used the original botched localization from the Vita PS4 versions. Like, item descriptions were outright false. Oh, okay. I only played one Ys game. It was Arc of Nesophidium. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or something. It was the PSP version. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember actually I did see this one funny video with the localization of 8 where it was like, one of the places was called Big Hole or something like that, and that's not at all what it was called. Alright, yeah, let's get into let's get into this fissure here. But yeah, I remember, yeah, the localization was kind of a mess initially. Yeah. But yeah, Tokyo Zandu was a really fun RPG. I highly recommend that. That was the first Neon Falcon RPG I played. And I certainly am glad I did. Actually, the funny thing is, I've heard, like, when I was thinking of a game to pick from them, like, I've heard of, like, Trails of Cold Steel and these, but I was like, I kind of want to try Tokyo Zandu, because that's one nobody talks about, so I did it more out of curiosity rather than, like, going with the more popular option, essentially. Yeah, it was so bad the president of Nice America had to apologize and do the whole thing over, including voice work. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, yeah. Hold on, real quick. Let me close my window real quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I heard the localization on that was bad. Alright, oh, actually, let me make sure, yeah, okay. I don't think there's any equipment to worry about. Nah, alright. But yeah, I heard the localization for that game wasn't that great. I really like the song on this part. As soon as I heard this song, I was like, okay, this soundtrack already is gonna be good. It's since been fixed up now, it's pretty good. Just hope the PS5 version doesn't repeat the same mistake. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully not. But yeah, and actually I'm hoping for a sequel to Tokyo Xanadu. I really want a Tokyo Xanadu 2 because I really enjoyed the first one. So I hope at some point Neon they announce a sequel to it because I really do enjoy that game a lot. I really recommend checking it out. It's really good. Can you guys hear the music, or is it kind of low? I hope it's not too low. I know it could also be because of this dialogue. Well, not dialogue, text. Maybe it could be lowering the music a little bit, I guess. Hopefully it's not super low or anything. It's fine. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Gold Sugar. But, yeah. Got the Platinum Trophy and Yeesei on PS4 and I'm absolutely double dipping on the PS5 version. Oh, okay. I imagine that probably did take a bit of time because there's a lot of stuff to look for in that game. Especially because there's backtracking too. Because it's like you gotta go back to certain areas. When you get certain equipment, then it's like you gotta go back. And then now you can, like when you get certain equipment, then you can go back to this certain area and then get whatever it is that you couldn't get. Yumo's fine style focuses on continuous melee combat. Certain skills inflict the electrified attack on the target, which will interrupt their actions. Kunlun 3D printing prints out attack assistance stealth in battle. New printing models are attainable through side quest. Burst trait Thunderlord. Under burst effect, light and heavy attacks inflict electrified to quickly cripple enemies. Leo's fine style focuses on heavy smashes. When using light attacks, hold square to consume ammo and attack. When using heavy attacks, consume all ammunition for an AoE attack. Block hostile attacks and perform a counterattack. It has a wider response window than others and auto triggers. Enhanced reload. You can also hold circle to reload while blocking. I had to use a guide for it. Oh yeah, I imagine, because that game is big. So yeah, I imagine trying to do everything and get everything that you definitely needed, like some kind of guide. Ammunition inflicts the burning effect to break enemy defenses faster. Under enhanced reload, power increases in certain SP skills gain additional attacks. Burst trait, infinite ammunition. Under burst effect, enhanced reload is always in effect, enhancing its corresponding skills. Press L1 triangle and circle to use support skills. It is subject to a cooldown time and you cannot use support skills or switch during that time. Support skill limits. SP skills set as support skills will not consume the SP of your companions. Instead, however, the skill level will be fixed at level 1. So this essentially, the support skill is essentially that mechanic from the first one where you do a summon. That's essentially what this is. Except it's only one attack. Instead of like before where depending on what attack you end with, it changes the attack. So you basically can customize the attack of what your partner will do. Ys 8 is actually weird compared to the others because most Ys games are like 10 to 15 hours long, including 100%. Ys, including 100%. Ys is like 60. Wow, 60 hours, jeez. It's crazy. I can't remember how long my playtime is. I got a feeling it is a little bit longer because of grinding, so... But, probably it's maybe 8 hours or something, but I'm definitely not close to the end. I definitely know it, because I'm just halfway through the island. Device in front contains strange energy you want to activate? Yes. I really like the new environments. Yeah. That's what I love about this game, is they change it up. Battle report. When the battle's over, you will gain a XP and dragon wafers depending on your overall battle performance. The better you fight, the bigger the rewards. Base is basic XP. Max combo bonus increases with max combo count. Burst ultimate finish with a burst skill. Burst frequency bonus. Just dodge. Frequency bonus. Counter attack frequency bonus. Break strike frequency bonus. Note that each bonus category has an upper limit. Dragon Vein wafers. Crystallized Dragon Vein. Energy that can be used to learn SP skills. You can also use them to buy items or upgrade your own equipment in Tuzamart. But yeah, that's what I like about this one. Now it's determined on how well you do in the fight. It's no longer do it quickly. Now it's rack up a combo, do a burst attack, and, you know, just overall just try to do a good job in the fight. You know, which I definitely like. You know? So yeah, there's like no timer in this game. There's no timer when it comes to battle. So you can pretty much take as much time as you want, really. Power device, a unique device in Chaos Playland. Use it to unlock passages, but it will also attract the attention of Chaos Beasts. Be prepared. Can't wait for my perfectionist ass to get unbelievably salty because I didn't do each fight perfectly. I mean, I don't know the trophies because obviously I played this first on Switch, and obviously that doesn't have trophies, so I don't know what trophies are on this one. I'll check it out. I mean, probably I imagine you'll check them out at some point. You'll see the list and stuff, and it'll probably show what the challenges are and stuff. I don't know what there's I imagine there's probably going to be one where it's like, rack up this amount of hits in a combo, finish them off with a burst. I imagine there's going to be some basic stuff like that. Like, you know, finish with a burst, use a burst this amount of times, use a skill this amount of times, switch this amount of time. You know, pretty much basic stuff, I imagine. Safe zones are a relatively stable area in Yoshanding. You can access all services available at Mart here. Make good use of its convenience to prepare for future battles. Battle preparation, use EXP to increase attributes. Every time an attributes increase, a level is gained. Every character has a max level of 100. So yeah, this is how leveling up is now. It's not like before where it was you needed those skill points. It's just basic XP, so it's more RPG than the first one. Strength, increased attack power, skills with weapon. Endurance increases defense. Stamina increases maximum HP. Mind, add 1 SP to the SP gauge at levels 6, 12, and 20. Metabolic, increase SP recovery rate. I saw reviews say that they used Leo most of the time because enemies were so spongy. I imagine switching characters helps maximize your damage. Yeah, you definitely want to switch it up. You don't want to stick with just one character. You definitely want to switch it up depending on the situation. So if you're against a big dude that takes a lot of hits and has high armor, yeah, you definitely want to use Leo, because that's pretty much what he's good at, is destroying the armor, like in the first one, pretty much. And then the other characters too, you know, they serve different purposes, so, you know, pretty much more or less like the first one, you want to switch it up, except now this time you control everyone. So, yeah. More or less the same sort of strategy, just you're controlling everyone instead of, you know, just pressing one button and that's it. Then your partner will take care of it, you know. You control everybody. Power, increased burst duration. Luck, increases critical strike chance and drop rate. Well, there's the reviewer's problem. They didn't use the game's mechanics to their fullest. Oh, okay, I see. I imagine he probably didn't do a ton of upgrading with certain things. Because you definitely don't want to rush this game. You definitely don't, because this game can get hard, because there's no difficulty setting in this game. It all comes down to that when you start getting further, the enemies get harder. I hope I wasn't loud there. I ended up shouting a little loud there. I hope I didn't scream into the mic like that. Learn skills. Hey, Darkside, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm just playing some Dusk 2, and I certainly am excited to play this because I really enjoyed this when I played it on Switch. So yeah, you sound fine. Okay, good. Yeah, because I was like a little loud. I was worried. I shouted into the mic there. Battle preparation. Use Dragon Vein Wafers to learn SP and combo skills. The skills you'll learn can also doing good. Darkside. Just playing some Dusk. I hope you've been happening. I've just started. I'm more or less in the beginning, so you haven't missed too much. This is pretty much like still the tutorial to an extent. Set skills and battle preparation. Navigate to set skills to select the SP skills to be used in battle, or set them to be used as support skills. You can customize your team by selecting party setup and the battle preparation section. Note that Yumo cannot be removed from the party. Unidentified equipment acquired in battles will be appraised upon completing a quest or entering a safe zone, subject to a carrying limit. Yeah, so that's another big new thing here is equipment. So, you know, like I said, this one definitely is more RPG than the first one. Like, the first one had some RPG mechanics, but this one certainly upped that. It really cranked up the RPG mechanic. Not that I really, you know, not that I hate that, you know. It's simply just to change things up, so I'm certainly not against it, of course. Yeah, we can't upgrade anything yet. We need 100. So. Alright. Oh, might as well save. I'll do just one more at least. I usually like to leave like 3 save files, just so that way if I need to go back, then at least I have a backup. So, I'll do that. Alright. Alright, so we gotta get these coins. First game was mostly just to beat 'em up with an upgrade system. This has actual RPG elements. Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Yeah, first one was definitely more of a beat 'em up with light RPG mechanics. This one's just full-blown an RPG, pretty much. I mean, it still has beat 'em up mechanics, but it definitely has more RPG than beat 'em up. Break. By continuously attacking an enemy, you can force them into a break state where they will be stunned for a short time. The higher the break power, the easier it will be. Use Break Strike when near an enemy in the break state by performing the controls as indicated. Break Strikes increase BP and burst levels. Enemies launched into a wall are considered to be in a break state, allowing you to use Break Strikes while they're vulnerable. Press down to change your companion's tactics. Aggressive, actively fight with you. Stand by, avoid combat, and use support skills. So pretty much essentially what it is that aggressive is your teammates fight along with you, and then standby is basically it's just you. It's just you, and then it makes it a lot easier to use those those support skills. So it pretty much makes it more like the first one, essentially. That's essentially what standby is. It basically plays a little more like the first one, where it focuses more on like you just summon your teammates rather than, you know, then they're all right there already fighting. So defeated enemies will occasionally drop photons. Photon yellow replenishes BP and burst duration. Photon green restores HP slightly. I imagine that reviewer never used the tactics either. I mean, I'll admit I didn't use it too much, but that's mostly because the cooldown wasn't really too long. So, although I think that was probably because towards the end when I started to upgrade, it was just the cooldown would go so fast that it wouldn't really be much of an issue. So I think that's probably why. I think I've only used it like a few times, but not necessarily like a whole bunch. Dodge recovery while being knocked into the air or down to the ground. Press X or R2 to recover quickly. You can only recover in the air by pressing R2. Characters will go into a down state and be unable to act when HP reaches 0. Down members can be revived via a revive crystal or after battle with 20% HP. Revive crystals can be used to revive a downed companion. And thankfully this game doesn't have that stupid crap where if the main character goes down, then that's it, it's game over. It doesn't have that, thankfully. It doesn't have that, so... I can hear Phil getting frustrated over all the tutorials, then blaming the game for not explaining anything. yeah, I can already see that. Oh, and actually, this is another strategy also that I just want to say. If you get him into a break state, hit him a little bit, and then do it. It'll help you give you a little bit of extra damage. It's not like if you hit them and they're in that break state, they'll like get back to normal. No, you can hit them a little bit and then do the break. So essentially, you can do like a few more extra hits and then do that break attack, and you'll do a lot more damage. So that's the thing I've learned actually when I played this game is instead of just doing a break immediately, hit him a little bit and then do the break attack. That way you can get a little bit more damage, and it's a good strategy. Definitely keep that in mind. When you're playing this game, definitely keep that in mind. It'll be a really good one to use. And then, yeah, the whole wall break thing, it's supposed to be that certain moves will knock them into it, so that's another thing to keep in mind, too. Alright, I'll just create one more save, and that's it. We'll just do 3 save files, there we go. And I'll just keep going back and forth between these. Alright, I have... Okay, 56, so I still can't. And I'm pretty sure I can't buy anything either. I could buy a capsule. At least one of these, but I already have like 4 of them, so... yeah. Alright. I actually don't even know what he's playing, actually. What is DSP playing right now? Surprised Yumo has more defense than Leo of all people. Yeah. Well, I mean, because Leo is supposed to be like the heavy guy. Usually how they... well, I mean, sometimes. It kind of depends. Other times they make it to where that usually the tanks have high defense, and other times it's like they're kind of a glass cannon to an extent. Well, not a glass cannon, but like they have high attack but low defense. When an attack hits an enemy, there's a chance to inflict a critical strike that deals a large amount of bonus damage. If a critical strike occurs when using a skill that launches an enemy into the air, it inflicts the wall launch effect where enemies are rammed into a wall. Yeah, the funny thing in this game, if you level up your critical rate, if you level it up, it's like almost every single attack you do can pretty much be a critical attack, pretty much. It gets to the point where you start hearing that sound, that critical sound effect, it'll start playing it so many times. I gotta recover my SP.
いりがないよ。へや。やっ。おっと。さら。僕の番だね。へや。やっ。はっ。そりゃ。へや。と。さら。と。やっ。はっ。へや。邪魔。と。さら。当たれ。やっ。はっ。はっ。そこだ。
There you go. Phil's playing Destroy All Humans 2 Remake, the Pac-Man World Remake, and a fishing game. Oh, okay, I see. I've heard about Destroy All Humans 2. I've been hearing it's really good. I actually did play the original back in the day on the Xbox. I actually still have my original copy of it. But I haven't played it in, man, years. I haven't played that game. I actually never finished it. The part I was on was in Russia. That's the part I was on. But I haven't played it in a long time. Yeah, I've been hearing that game's actually really good. I probably might get it at some point. I mean, I'm not exactly in a rush to get it, but I'll probably here we go. Now we can level up. Let's level up. I'll level up the strength. Yeah, and the cool thing is every time you level up, your health increases. So every level up you do increases it, which is good. So there doesn't seem to be a bonus for finishing fights without taking damage. On one hand, that's less stress for me, but that would also make... I imagine the rest is gonna continue soon. But that would also make sense. Yeah, there's no, like, no damage bonus or anything like that. In this game, there's, like, no bonus or anything like that, so... which, honestly, I mean, considering how many times, like, I think it's pretty much a guarantee. I mean, not necessarily, like, you're always gonna get hit. There are times where I've done mini fights when I don't get hit, but... You know, I'm not exactly necessarily, like, saying, like, oh, they should put that mechanic in. I mean, hey, at least that's one thing you don't have to worry about. Yeah. And actually, certain enemies, I can actually see why they wouldn't put that, because certain enemies are gonna be really hard. So, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, of course, but at least taking damage doesn't subtract from your reward. Yeah, that's the good thing, yeah. And if I remember, I think actually, if your combo goes away, it doesn't necessarily get rid of it in your results. I think it still stays. So, press options to open up the main menu. You can find all the necessary features there. Battle preparation will be unavailable when opening the main menu during combat or while in Yosh ending. You can still view your character's info and status. Game progression is shown here. Current progression of the main storyline. Other quests will be available as you progress the story. Challenging quests can be born in the main menu. Use a border quest to return to the human realm. However, all resources obtained from the quest will be lost. So yeah, some of these places are pretty much like dungeons, essentially. Oops. There you go. Status elements. Some skills boast negative status effects that can affect the afflicted character in various ways during battle. Electrified, enemy, chance to damage and interrupt enemy actions. Party, chance to be damaged and interrupted with each attack. Burning, enemy, lowers defense by 15% and prone to break status. Party, lowers defense by 50. Lacerate, I think that's how I pronounce that. Enemy suffers armor ignoring damage over time and allows sound wave to trigger sonic boom. Party suffers defense, ignoring damage over time. Water Shackle. Enemy cripples movement speed. Party greatly lowers SP recovery rate. Said it before, I'll say it again. Thank the gods, this game is too niche for Phil to buy with. Oh yeah, I'm definitely glad. Well, not just that, but also because of Twitter, because you know how they would get. I'm sure this game has like a million things they would go crazy over. So I definitely am glad this game is pretty neat. I definitely am glad this game's like niche. Yeah, this will feel slow at first. Like I'm sure you're thinking like this game seems slow at first. It gets faster over time. So it's one of those kids where it just starts off slow, but then over time it gets faster. So yeah, don't be fooled by the beginning. It's gonna seem slow and repetitive, but it gets better. Weirdly enough, the box art covers Yumo, the other girl a bit, but the splash screen on PS5 has the uncensored version. Huh. I don't know. It's weird. Just a weird inconsistency I noticed. At least the game itself is uncensored. Yeah. I definitely am glad of that. Absolutely. So I'm sure that if this game got more like mainstream attention, this game I could already see again like a million things already like that Twitter's like going crazy over and stuff. I can already see it. This music is something else. Yeah, like I said, this soundtrack is awesome. It's definitely an improvement over the original. Again, not to say that the original soundtrack is bad, not by any means. But this one certainly has a lot more, like they definitely upped the soundtrack in this one. There's just so many soundtracks, there's just so many songs in this game that are just really good. Yeah, unfortunately, gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful of these stupid pucks here. Gotta be careful here. At least they hit the enemies too, so I'm glad that happens at least. I'm at least glad that it hurts them. Air hockey of death. Yeah. Oh man. I'm at least glad they show those lines, so at least it gives you time to get out of the way. And now we gotta get the other now. Oh man, I dodged that one just in time. Do later enemies have better recovery from being juggled? Yes. That can mess you up a little bit, so you gotta be careful of that. Though there are skills that you can use, like if they do try to recover, then you can like sort of catch up to them. So even if they kind of roll out of the way, you can still like catch up to them. So if they do that like flip, there's like certain skills you can use, and then you can just go up to them immediately and just knock them out. Makes sense. They can be juggled since they're the starting fodder. Yeah. It gets annoying at first, like when they kind of recover and it kind of messes up your combo, but over time you get used to it. You start getting better at like countering them when they recover. Yeah, and unfortunately I have a bad habit of whenever they're doing a Crimson Tech, I have a habit of dodging rather than trying to counter. It's not that I forget to counter, it's just I have a habit of dodging, that's why. It's just my natural instinct, that's why. Yeah, and the other thing too, also, that's cool, break strikes hurt multiple enemies. So if you group them up, that's another thing too. If there's someone that's in a break state, try and get him grouped with the other enemies and then do it so you can hurt everyone else. That's another good strategy also, with break strikes, is get them all grouped up, so that way you can hit them all at once. That's really nice that break strikes hit multiple enemies. Yeah, that's what I really like. So whenever like there's an enemy that's in a break state and he's alone, try to like kind of hit him, essentially try to like move him to the other enemies, so that way when you do it, you hit them all at once. Because you can get some really big combos from that. Actually, I'm gonna head back because I think there's, that is new enemies. No, these are from the first one. But there are new ones here. Of course, I won't say yet, because I don't want to, like, spoil anything. But there are new enemies in this one. But of course, they're starting off with the Chaos Beast. That's one of those little ways that add depth to the combat that's not immediately apparent. Yeah. That's the thing. There's these little things you can discover as you play more of it. As you play more of this game. There's certain little tricks that you can discover that the game doesn't tell you about. But it's not in a way that it's like, oh, well, why didn't the game tell me about this? It's more of a case of, wow, so you can do this. Okay, then I'll just do this strategy then. You know, it's pretty much similar to a lot of other hack and slash games where it's like, you kind of accidentally discover something and then you start using that strategy to your advantage. You know, that's essentially what it is. Oh wait, I've written it that way. Let me head this way. Like shooting your grenade in midair and vanquish. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't tell you that, but it's something you can discover in the game. If you just experiment, you can discover that. And then now you know, like, okay, so I can do this. Alright, then I'll use that to my advantage. You know, and I think that's a really nice way to do it, you know? You know? I mean, I'm not exactly, like, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with like explaining almost everything, but it's always nice when there's certain things you can discover on your own with experimentation. Always like little things like that. And yeah, and like I said, this game does look slow at first. I mean, it does play slow at first, so that is something you're gonna have to kind of deal with. But as you get more and more into this game, it does get better. There was a really good video that went over the hidden depth of Vanquish and what separates depth from breadth. I imagine that's how you say it. That's cool. Actually, I never seen that video. Actually, I should check that out. That does sound cool. Anytime there's something where it's like someone's talking about Vanquish, I'm pretty much almost always like checking it out. That's cool. I definitely am glad there's someone that has talked about that. That's cool. Because that game definitely has lots of depth. Even though it's like, it's a pretty short game, there's definitely depth to it. So... I should have upgraded. Well, it's fine. It's fine. So... This part's pretty funny. Depth is basically when you use game mechanics in different ways that aren't told but are still intentional. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, because it's like, I'm trying to think of some, well, of course, yeah, like Vanquish, yeah. Like, obviously that has some depth to it because there's things in there that you can discover, and then now that adds a new layer to the combat. Breadth is when you just add more on top of other mechanics without expanding them. Yeah, I could see what you mean. Whack-a-mole, a unique facility in Chaos Playland. In order to open the passage, you must destroy the replicas that look like boss. Funny thing about this actually is that thing on the right, if you hit that, the one with the leaf, it actually gives you extra wafers, and you can hit that as much as you want. So, here, let me show this up. Like, if you hit this, you get extra money and stuff, which is cool. So it's sort of like a little, like, obviously, of course, you want to hit that one, the smiling one, but if you hit that, you get extra stuff. I don't know if it keeps going. I think it keeps going, actually. Let me see. Yeah, it keeps going. So if you want, you could just keep hitting that over and over again, and then you can get a little bit of equipment. Of course, I won't do it too much. I think I'll hit it, like, one more time, and then I'll stop. Here. There. Oh, okay, that's it, yeah. There's the fake one. And they're gonna keep spawning, so I can hit the enemies, but they're gonna keep popping out, so I gotta destroy this thing quickly. There, just a little bit more. There we go. Kind of like Ubisoft games, they give you a lot of skills, but they only serve one purpose. Yeah, pretty much. Like, especially like a great example, like Assassin's Creed, for example. Like, I'll just say, this is so different from the first game. Yumo got some pent-up rage, I see. Yeah. Yeah, Darkside, yeah, this game, they definitely changed it up. I mean, it still pretty much is mostly the same, but they definitely changed it up. They definitely added more RPG mechanics to this one. And they certainly added a lot more depth to the combat compared to the first one. But yeah, back to what I was saying, yeah, with, like, for example, like Assassin's Creed, like Black Flag and Rogue, just to give an example, like, the combat's fun in those games, but it's not necessarily like there's much that's like hidden, you know? It's pretty much more or less like pretty much the same, you know? Like, it pretty much explains this, and then, you know, that's essentially it, you know? There's not necessarily like a huge amount of depth, you know? It's more or less laid out for you, which it's still fun, of course. Like, I'm not saying that you know, Black Flag or Rogue aren't fun. They're still fun games, and the combat's fun, but it's not something that's super, you know, depthful, you know? It doesn't have a whole lot of depth to it. You know, it's pretty simple, which isn't bad necessarily. It's not like being simple is necessarily bad, but it does, like, you know. Be right back. I'll take my. Okay, Alex, no worries. Take your time. Let's see, what can we upgrade? Upgrade the endurance for Leo. I can't upgrade anything, so I'm gonna have to get a bit more XP. Oh yeah, what about skills? Anything I can learn? I need 2,000 for this. And these I need to upgrade my weapon. Yeah. Nope, nothing for him either. Alright. Equipment. Let me check my equipment. See if there's anything. Damage reduction, burst time. Yeah, I'll put that for her. Body. Attack. Damage reduction. I'll get rid of this. Because how much is Leo? Yeah, he's like 104, so I'll give him. Actually, this one's less. Actually, I'll let me. Oh, actually, it's then I'll just leave it there then. This one, attack, damage. Yeah, I'll give that one. And oh, but this one lowers his health though. I'll give him this. At least this raises his reduction. Alright. Oh, this one has an orb. This one actually has an orb. Oh my god. An orb slot. There we go. It has an orb slot, but I don't have orbs yet. Later, so. But that's still cool. Alright. Let me save quickly. Alright. But yeah, back to what I was saying, you know, with Black Flag and Rogue, like the combat's fun in those games, but they're not like super deep or anything. They're pretty simple, which again, not a entirely bad thing, but you know, but certainly, of course, when a game has depth to it, you know, then it certainly, you know, brings a whole lot more. It makes it more enjoyable, you know. It's why games like, for example, like Yakuza, I really like because there's depth to the combat, you know. There's a whole lot of like things you can discover, you know. Alright, first boss. And this is pretty much an enemy from the first one. Super armor. Formidable enemies possess this armor to greatly mitigate damage taken. By sundering super armor, you can deal damage more effectively. The gauge under an enemy's HP represents the super armor gauge. Skills with high break power can reduce the gauge to 0, where the enemy will enter the break state. If attacked while HP is nearly depleted, your character will automatically dodge. By performing a crisis dodge, your clothes will become damaged. You will not be able to use Crisis Dodge until you rest at the mart and repair your clothes. The Crisis Dodge icon on the screen will tell you if it's available. So yeah, this is sort of like a second chance kind of thing, essentially. Alright, so I'm gonna switch to Leo, because he has... Ooh, that's that one just in time. I wanna wait till I get him on fire. Ooh, another dodge. There you go. you back to attack me. There you go. Yeah, we're going to burst now. There. And then there I can do the break. There we go. Tons of damage. There we go. Chaos Beasts look different from the first game. Yeah, they kind of change them up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but yeah, they do look different. I always hate when bosses have to bring in multiple enemies. I hate that. There you go. I'll switch to Yuma for these guys. I want to get rid of these idiots first. There you go, that's one. Let's get rid of this one now. Okay, now we can focus on him now. There we go. Now I'll activate this. There we go. Borderlands 3 looters bosses with enemies too, but it kind of makes sense there so you can actually activate kill skills and revive yourself if you get downed. Yeah, true. I'll at least give them credit for at least not doing it constantly, at least that's the good thing with this fight. At least they didn't throw enemies constantly. That's the worst, I think, is when they just keep throwing enemies non-stop. You know. I've never really liked that when it comes to boss fights. Like, I mean, I'm okay with like a few enemies as long as, like, here they only throw a couple and that's it. They don't show up again. I'm fine with that. But when they have to keep throwing enemies non-stop, that's when it gets annoying. I never really liked when games do that. I swear Leo sounds like a Yakuza boss character sometimes with his shouts. Yeah. Well, not just that, he even does like a drop kick, like Kaito. That's kind of what he gives me. He kind of reminds me of Kaito from Judgment, especially when he does that that drop kick he does. Let me see if I can level up. Yep. Actually, level up a good amount. Okay. Let's level up per... I'll do strength again. And then for Leo, I'll upgrade his I'll level up his mind. I'll do that. There. See if there's anything I can see if there's anything to buy. I feel like his voice actor was in a Yakuza game, but that's only based off how he sounds. I mean, he could, who knows? It usually, sometimes, like, you get sort of, like, actors that kind of, like, because it's sort of like with certain actors, they kind of are in everything, so wouldn't surprise me if he was in a Yakuza game. I'll have to look up, like, his voice actor. I don't know who his voice actor is, but I'll probably have to look it up and see. I don't really need this. Okay. Alright. Yeah, during this playthrough, I'm probably not gonna do a whole lot of, like, counterattack. It's not because I necessarily, like, forget. It's just that I have a habit. That's why, like I've said before, I just have a habit of dodging so much, because that's just my natural instinct. On the topic of voice actors, Japan is very strict with keeping the same voice actors for characters. I imagine because it's their contract. I imagine that's probably why. Probably have some very strict contracts they have to, like, fulfill or something. I imagine pretty much like the only way they pretty much stop voicing is unless either A, the contract's like done, they leave, or if the character just dies or something, I don't know. Which, well, I mean, in that case, that would mean the contract's done, so. Whereas in America, voice actors can be replaced at the last minute. Yeah. That's kind of the funny thing, because it's like, well, especially in the West, it's like you get actors that just voice everything, like Troy Baker, like he's pretty much in everything. Same thing with Laura Bailey, she's in everything too. If you play like any game, especially a mainstream one, it's guaranteed one of them's gonna be in it. Yeah. I like that the song returns from the first one. That's cool. That's a nice touch. I like that they brought this back. I'm exaggerating, but America does tend to change voices for established characters more often than Japan does. Yeah, that is true. When I think about it, yeah. You do notice it a lot here. Alright, let's I'll just save again, real quick. There you go. Yeah, I just hope I don't run into that issue from the Switch version where, well, I don't know if it happens here, but it's happened a few times where the game will like kind of not freeze, but it's like it gets stuck on a load screen and I have to like restart, and unfortunately that kind of makes me lose progress, so I'm saving constantly in this one. Your Shining Aria looks more detailed. Still don't know what that guy was on about the environments looking more low budget. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The game definitely looks... They definitely put a lot more detail into a lot of things, really. The environments, enemies, just a lot of things, really. You can definitely tell they had a higher budget for this game. Oh yeah, let's go this way. Oh no, wait, we can't. We have to go this way. Okay, never mind then. But, yeah, the environments in this game definitely are nice. Especially because it brings variety to it, because the first one was definitely lacking that. it would more or less basically just like change the color, pretty much. Like there's a few places that are different, but you know, I guess because Your Shining isn't as overly shiny as it was in the first game, it's more low budget. Yeah, I'll never understand that. The only time maybe I can understand the graphics being considered low budget would be like on Switch, but that's because it's the Switch. It's not gonna be as powerful as, of course, the PS4 and, you know, PC and PS5, so, you know. But yeah, I mean, sure, it's not gonna be next gen, but we don't necessarily need something like... I never really agree with the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, you know, this game needs really good graphics. I think what's more important actually is art style. I think that's actually more important than graphics, because graphics age, they'll age, and art style doesn't. Faulty control gate, you cannot directly pass through a control gate, but using dodge might do the trick. Like the buildings have more detail, you can see different kinds of objects on the sidewalk, and there's more variety in the coloring. Yeah. I mean, it does still use that thing in the open world where it's like, civilians are kind of like, they don't have faces and stuff like that, but, you know, I mean, I'm not exactly gonna go crazy over it, you know, because other games have done that too, so, you know. I'm not exactly gonna be like, oh, like, why is there no... You know, why is there no like detail in the faces and stuff of civilians? You know, it's like, who really cares? Oh, got a counter, nice. I can't forgive that because when it's still a small studio and making NPCs can be very expensive. Yeah, exactly. They're still a pretty small studio, so I think One International is the name of the main game. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, funny thing, the publishers of the Western version, it's Idea Factory, the people who've done Hyperdimension Neptunia. That's kind of interesting, actually. They're the publishers for this game in the West. I don't remember who it was in Japan. I think Japan it's those. I think it's One, and I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I thought the Western publisher for these games was PQ. The first one, yes. First one wasn't, but this one is actually Idea Factory. The guys who did Hyperdimension Neptunia, they're the ones who published this. So first one, yes, it was those guys. PQ, I think that's how you pronounce it. But this one, no, it's Idea Factory. They're the publishers. Man, I really can't wait to play Baya, because he's a lot of fun. He's my favorite in this game. I definitely can't. When we get to him, I definitely can't wait. That's when it's gonna get really good. because he's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, the other characters are fun to play too, but Baya definitely is my favorite. I definitely can't wait to play him. 'Cause you can pull all kinds of, like, you know, like combos with him and stuff like that. I mean, well, the other characters you can, of course, but especially him. He's definitely the guy you want to play if you like doing combos and stuff. He's your guy, pretty much. Always nice when sequels bring back songs from the previous games. Yeah, I like that. I like that they do bring back songs from the first one. I also like that they actually add in a few more cuts. They actually add more cutscenes in this game. I mean, most of it's still like text and stuff, but I do like that they add more cutscenes to it. Yeah, it's big now. There you go. Just a little more, just a little more. Ah, damn it. I should have done it. I was so close to getting it full. I should have done it. That was stupid of me. I was hoping I could get it full enough quickly. There you go. Call me crazy, but Leo kinda sounds Kiryu if his voice was just slightly deeper. Yeah. We got Stone Line Leo again. Yeah, I like that they brought him back in that form. Yeah, I should have done that burst ultimate, but ah well, I got him at least. I was hoping I could get it filled up and then I can do the more powerful version of it, but ah well. But yeah, he pretty much, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It is kind of funny because after all, in the first game, Yuma did call him a gangster at first, so it makes sense. Makes sense he would kind of give off that vibe that he's like Kiryu or Kaito. It was time to left the team since Yumo needs to go to school. So I can kind of see what some reviewers were saying about spongy enemies, but at the same time, you're only like level 3 still. Yeah. I mean, and there are enemies that are that are spongy, but it pretty much just comes down to that you just need to change up. You need to switch it up. You know, if you're against an enemy that is pretty spongy, you want to go with a character that can bring down their defense. You know, like Leo, you know, because his flame can lower the defense. So, you know, you don't necessarily want to stick with just one character. You want to switch it up. And the thing is, you do want to level up. It is important to level up because, like I said before, there's no difficulty. It's simply just the enemy's level gets higher and higher as you progress in the story. So if you want to like keep up, you're gonna have to do some grinding. But the good thing is, at least there's some items you can use that increases the amount of XP. I think I've said in the last stream, there's like food that you can eat that increases it. So it's not entirely like you have to, it's gonna be like, you know, slow, or that you're gonna have to just, you know, like there's nothing to help you out with that problem. There's definitely food that you can eat that increases the amount of XP you get. So, but yeah, like I said, it does get better, even though it's slow at first and stuff, and enemies do take a lot of hits. As you start leveling up, it does get better. So this game takes place 1 year after the last one. If so, you should got quite the glow up. Yeah, it's 1 year after the first one, which is kind of funny because it feels kind of funny because obviously to us it's been like, yeah, 4 years since this oh no, not 4 years, 3 years, or yeah, 3 years, or I think it's 2 or 3. But here it's only been a year, so it's kind of funny. Gallery, you can view gallery in the lounge. As it progresses, the contents will be updated. Recap, Dust Diver's previous storyline can be reviewed here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It does have this. First game release was in 2019 the West. Okay, yeah, I knew it was like 2019. I was just a little like confused. I'm like, would it be 3 years? Yeah, it'd be like 3 years, I think. Yeah, that's crazy. Been that long. Character information. Character profiles are shown here. As the story progresses, its contents will be automatically updated. Music. Purchase soundtracks from the record store can be played here. You can only purchase soundtracks that you've heard at least once in the game. You can check information regarding restaurants you visited and meals you've eaten. You can also check what you have not yet discovered. Illustrations. Check illustrations you've collected here. As the story progresses, illustrations can be obtained in the human realm, and some illustrations will be updated accordingly. Information regarding previously encountered enemies, numbers defeated, first encounter locations, and loot drop list will be shown here. Go to Gamma Curry. Since the DualSense has a built-in microphone, if I link my Twitch account on my PS5, would you watch me stream this game? Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be more than happy to watch you play it. And of course, also, like, if you need help, I'll be more than happy to, like, give you, like, tips and, you know, well, especially because I've beaten this game on Switch, so I can, like, help you out with certain aspects. Of course, if you want help, of course. I don't want to just, you know, say a bunch of tips and that's not, and you don't want, you know, you don't necessarily want to essentially handle, that's the word, you know, you don't want to be handhold, you know, I don't want to just say everything out loud, you know, so, you know, if like you don't want me to handle you, that's completely fine. I'll still be more than happy to watch. Just hope I can get over my stage fright. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. I remember I got nervous too. When I started doing this, I got nervous. Even though, of course, obviously, like, I obviously don't have a lot of, like, followers and stuff, but I can still get kind of nervous. I'm definitely used to it now, but it certainly can be, very nerve-wracking at first. So, okay, yeah, already saved. Also, vaccine is fine, just no insulting me for poor performance unless I blame the game. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna do that. Especially because it's your first time, and also because I know you're not, like, you know, obviously you're not like DSP, where DSP is like, oh man, like, you know, this game's horrible, you know, stuff like that, and, you know, it's because he's not using the right mechanics. I know you're actually trying, so, you know, I'm definitely not gonna, like, you know, say, like, oh, you know, I can at least say, like, oh, actually, if you do this and stuff like that, you know, then this will happen. But I'm not gonna say, like, oh, you're doing terrible, and, you know, I'm definitely not gonna say that, you know? Because as you've seen not too long ago, I messed up. When I was trying to do that Burst Ultimate, I messed up. I wasted, so even I'm not perfect at this game. I admittedly do tend to get really angry playing games and saying things I don't mean, but at least I'm not broadcasting that to people. Yeah, I mean, it's no problem at all, you know, I mean, it's unfortunately something that, you know, it's because I'll admit, even I too can get angry also. Even if I don't show myself here, I definitely can with certain games. I can get pretty mad, so, you know, it's, you know. So, you know, if you start getting frustrated, you know, don't worry and, you know, take a break. That's what I always say pretty much. If you're getting frustrated, that's what I also do too. If I'm starting to get frustrated and stuff, I just take a break. I don't try to, like, you know, force myself. If I'm getting frustrated, I just stop and I take a break, clear my mind, and then I just go right back. You show us return $100. Going to the convenience store is seamless now. Yeah, that's cool. I like that little touch. It's not a loading screen now. It's actually like you just go straight in. Restaurants, whether eating in or taken out, meals can restore HP, BP, and provide various buffs to help you in battle. A maximum of 3 buffs can be activated at the same time. Eat-in meals provide additional buffs. When you eat for the first time, you will also earn a small amount of XP. Takeout meals can be eaten when not in combat. When you eat for the first time, you will also earn a small amount of XP. So this is the reason why it got removed. That thing in the mart where you can just order from the mart. This is why, because now there's takeout meals. So you can just eat almost anywhere, essentially. So yeah. Parties, I don't know how to pronounce it. Stupidity? It's how to pronounce it. Meals add to the fullness level. When full, you cannot eat more, and the level decreases with battle. As more companions join, your max fullness level will increase. So yeah, you can't necessarily, you can eat 3, but you're limited. So, I noticed Western games abbreviate experience to XP and Western games to EXP. I guess EXP is easier for non-English speakers to read. I guess. Makes sense. Meals add to the full, so yeah. So kind of like with Yakuza, kind of similar to that stomach mechanic where you can eat, well, I mean, in that game you can eat as much as you want, but when you're full, you can't get the XP bonuses, so, yeah. Buffs, meals, there are 10 types of buffs that can be obtained from meals. The buffs are only active during combat. After a few fights, they will expire. Number 1 increases EXP gained from battles. Number 2 increases loot drop rates. Number 3 increases enemy waiver drop amount. Number 4 increases damage dealt to enemy. Number 5 increases critical strike chance. Let's see. Number 6, in combat, HP recovery is increased. Number 7, reduces the chance of being inflicted with status ailments. Number 8, reduces switch cooldown time. Number 9, reduces SP cooldown time. And number 10, increases SP recovery. In 0, you couldn't eat at full health, but you could unlock a perk to be able to do that. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, yeah. I think I actually did get it, if I remember. Yeah, I think I do have that perk, actually. Yeah. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, I guess it makes sense. It's sort of like how, how should I say that? Well, I mean, I guess it's not the same thing, but it's sort of like how in Japan, in the early days, it's like circle was to go. I mean, obviously nowadays that's common, but back in the day, it used to be that triangle was to go back. For us, it was triangle, and then over there in Japan, it was circle. Well, actually, no, it was circle was to go forward, and then X was to go back. I think that's how a lot of games were back in the day. Well, Japanese games, Japanese PlayStation games, I should say. Okay, let's see, wait for drop increase, and then EXP, let's go with the EXP boost, let's go with that. I think circle still to confirm an X is to go back in Japan to this day. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I remember that in Metal Gear Solid 2, I remember that. I remember it was like, what the heck, why is circle to go forward and X is to go back? That was so weird. But yeah, so food, they pretty much changed it up to where now it actually, that was also the case for Sonic Heroes on PS2. Oh, really? Huh. I do remember playing it on PS2 with my cousin, but I don't remember it working like that. I could have sworn it was like normal, where X was forward and triangle was back. I could have swore. Huh. That's interesting. All food stores are available. You can replenish your strength or gain buffs, but you cannot eat more when you are full. I distinctly remember that because it confused me so much as a kid. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's weird. I could have swore it was like normal, huh? But you learn something every day. I guess that's just how a lot of Japanese games were back in the day, I guess. Yeah, I really like this theme also. This is like the main menu theme for this game. I really like this theme too. Everything looks so good. Yeah, I really like how it looks in this game. Looks really nice. Like, yeah, the NPCs, I mean, yeah, they're still like faceless and stuff, but obviously, you know, it can cost a lot, but just look at all this look at that. There's just so much more detail to everything. Just a lot more detail in a lot of things. Yeah, it may not be next gen, but you know, it still looks good. I'm sure people will say like, oh, it looks like a PS3 game and stuff like that. Well, I'll be more than happy to take a game that looks like a PS3 game, but is fun, than a game that's next gen, but it's boring. Because thing is, good graphics don't mean much if your game isn't that fun. I don't care how good looking your game is, it has to be fun. If your game isn't fun, then pretty much you wasted graphics. That SMT Fire Emblem crossover on Wii U had all the NPCs as just mono-colored entities. Yeah, I remember that game. What was it? Something Encore. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, it was like on Wii U, and then it got ported to Switch. I think it was 3 years ago. I think it got ported, if I remember. Hey, PhD, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm doing good. Just playing some Dusk 2. I'm really excited to be playing it. Really like this game when I play it on Switch. So I just got it today. Just got my PS4 copy and I'm streaming it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, so how about you, PhD? I hope your day's been going good. The Switch version of the game uses the censored Western version for all regions, which pissed off a lot of Japanese fans. Yeah, I heard about that, unfortunately, which really sucks. I don't know why they did that, especially because Switch doesn't really do the whole censor thing, so I don't know why they decided to do that. I know that the Wii U, yes, Nintendo was more censor-heavy, but it's just weird that for the Switch version they didn't. It's weird. I saw the Discord. Nice. Oh, okay. That's cool. My day's been going alright. Been doing nothing but playing Age of Empires 4 all day. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. Yeah, it's... But, yeah, just playing some Dusk 2. And then also, I'm sure probably you saw it also. I got, Soul Hackers 2 pretty recently. I've been enjoying that game too. I think honestly I might stream that game at some point. I'll probably do like maybe like a New Game Plus walkthrough of it, probably. If of course, like, you know, if I can, assuming there's no other games. You have acquired the uniform. You can change in the lounge by selecting change outfit. I think Nintendo of Japan saw how censor-heavy Nintendo Treehouse was being back during the Wii U and have been keeping a tight leash on them since. Okay, I see. All right. It does kind of suck though, because you know, I mean, you know, it's because everyone has to deal with it. You know, it's not like they left the Japanese alone and then, you know, then they did that version for everyone else. No, it's even the Japanese have to deal with it, unfortunately. Yeah, I heard you talk about Soul Hackers 2. Yeah, it's a really fun game. Leo has rejoined the team to carry the errands assigned by boss. Enter you running through the backyard. Okay. But yeah, so far Soul Hackers 2 is really fun. It's a really fun game. I've noticed it feels kind of easy, actually. Not necessarily easy, but it does certainly feel... I don't know, maybe it's because I'm still somewhat in the beginning, so I'm sure it's just a case of that they're easing me in. But there are certain things I've noticed that it feels easier in certain aspects, like especially when it comes to demon negotiations, because that's a big thing when it comes to Shimigami and stuff like that. Demon negotiation is like a big mechanic, and in Soul Hackers 2, they actually made it easier. Like now, I mean, so far the way how it works is you don't negotiate with demons in a battle to get them. Instead, it's like, because there's like this new demon recon mechanic that it's called, and essentially it's your demons are sent out and then they'll basically like give you an item, or occasionally they'll tell you about a demon that they found, and then that's when you do a negotiation. And it's pretty simple. It's not necessarily like where yeah, they do ask you for items, but like they'll ask for items, but they'll also like ask like philosophical questions. Like they'll say like, oh, what do you think of this, and you know, stuff like that. But in Soul Hackers 2, they don't really do that. They just simply ask like for an item or for HP and or MP, and then once you give them that, then that's it. You just give them one thing, and then already they're like with you. Not that necessarily like complaining. It's just a little surprising, because usually demon negotiations are like, you know. Hope this isn't weird, but I thought up a crossover event with the cast of my game with the case of this games. Oh, really? That's cool. Well, let me turn off the auto so that way I can read the comments. So this game lets you play more than Yumo this time. That's pretty neat. Yeah, this time you can play as other characters now. Basically, my cast comes across a dimensional fissure and gets sucked into it, leading to Yoshane. Oh, that's cool. And no, that's not weird, you know. I actually am like that too, actually. With certain games, I'll imagine my cast of characters like fighting some other group. Or especially like sometimes I'll even imagine all of my characters kind of fighting each other, so it's not a weird thing. I think it's pretty much common for a lot of people when it comes to when they're creating something. But yeah, PhD, yeah, this one lets you play a lot more than Yumo. You know, now you can play as, of course, you know, Leo, and then, you know, Leo, Bayet, and of course Levada, you can play her too, which is cool. And Bayet's definitely my favorite, and I certainly can't wait to get to him. When we get to play him, I certainly can't wait, because he's my favorite. So they wander around and get attacked by Chaos Beasts, they try to fend them off, but get outnumbered. I see, that's kind of cool. And of course, I imagine Yumo and the other guardians, they like show up and help them. And are escorted back to Zemding. Oh, okay.
若、バッヘ様を探しに来ました。ですが、気がつけば道に迷ってしまい、若の元までご一緒させてください。レニナったけ。バッヘのお友達なんだ。けど、忍者？どう見てもメイドさんなのに。今は優先長に長居しない方がいい。店長。
From there, they try to figure out how to get Saul and everyone back home. Some funny character moments happen in between.
Betty と申します。皆様、今後ともよろしくお願いいたします。
I like Betty. She's a really cool character. She reminds me a lot. I think the main reason why I like her is just because she reminds me so much of oh my goodness. I had her and now I can't remember, my goodness. What's her name from Black Lagoon? Roberta. She reminds me a lot of Roberta from Black Lagoon. That's basically the extent of the event. I just thought it would be fun for my game's cast to interact with this one. Yeah, that's definitely cool. I certainly am like that at times too, where I imagine my characters fighting, or they're like hanging out with some other cast of characters from another like series or something. That's definitely cool. It certainly would be cool, definitely, if that did become a reality. Your characters actually ended up interacting with these characters. That definitely would be awesome. I certainly would be like, you know, like, wondering if I'm dreaming, if, like, that actually get to happen. As you can imagine, Roxy would fall head over heels for Levada. Nala would take a liking to Leo. Yeah, makes sense. Roxy would like Levada. Makes sense. I mean, who wouldn't? And of course, I imagine Zal would like hang out with Yumo. I imagine, since of course he's the main character, so I imagine of course he would like have a more special relationship with her. Dad and Zal and Yumo are close in age, so he finally have someone his age to talk to. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. It's certainly easier to talk to someone when they're like the same age as you, so it definitely makes sense. That's another good reason. Leo's temporarily left the team. Okay. Chapter 1 complete. You wish to save? Yes. Save here because the there. I know that this kid's crying, but that pose is just hilarious. I see both Zal and Roxy becoming fast friends with Bai because all three like music. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. It certainly would be dope to see Bayet and Zal like fight together. That certainly would be awesome. Well, I mean, of course, also, and of course, Yumo also, she was joining along. I think we should get this kid to a hospital, because I think he might have a seizure. The stolen model. The stolen Wolverine figure. Oh yeah, once you finish the event, you unlock a secret boss fight against everyone. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, okay. As the story progresses, you will find citizens or friends in trouble, help them with their problems to earn various rewards. As the story progresses, oh yeah, this is actually something you do need to keep in mind, yeah. As the story progresses, some side quests may become impossible to complete if left unfinished. It is recommended to prioritize side quests when they appear, so yeah. You can't just leave a side quest, like, you can't just leave it for too long, because it will disappear. So if you see a side quest, you have to do it. Not necessarily every side quest, but definitely most of them are. You have to do them as soon as you see them. You know, I mean, not like you really want to ignore them because that's XP you're missing out on anyway. So, but yeah, that's definitely something in this game I forgot to mention is, if you don't do a side quest and you take too long at it, you can't fail it. Well, I shouldn't say take too long, more like you go too far into the story. You basically fight Yumo, Leo, Bayet, Levada, and Nima all at once. As with all secret bosses, it's supposed to be really difficult. It's actually funny that you mentioned that, actually, because what was it? There actually is this one indie game, actually. I think it was Gunvolt. It's called Gunvolt Chronicles. There's actually a secret boss with Yumo, actually. You actually fight her. I can't remember which. I think that's what it was called. Gunvolt Chronicle. I think that's what it was called. But it has like a bunch of other like words to it and stuff. But there's actually a boss. There's actually a DLC boss where you actually fight Yumo. You actually fight her. And what I like is that they actually play the what was it? She Never Gives Up. They actually play that song. It's like a little remix, which is cool. I like that. And she even has all of her like attacks and stuff. I think you're thinking of Luminous Adventures XI2. That's what it was, right? Thank you, Alex. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I'm sorry, it wasn't Gunvolt. I thought it was. I have yet to get Gunvolt, but I remember playing the demo for their first game on 3DS. Oh, okay. I never played it. I never played Gunvolt. I know it's supposed to be like a 2D sort of, like shooter kind of thing. Kind of like a bullet hell shooter. Well, I should say, what was it? 2D platformer bullet hell shooter. That's what it is. I never played it, but I have seen it. I should probably check it out at some point. If I remember, I think that game is hard. If I remember, I think that game is considered like a pretty hard title. But I think I might check it out. But it is cool that Yumo's actually a boss you can fight in that game. That's pretty cool. I like that. And what's funny is she actually speaks Chinese. Actually, she actually speaks Chinese. She speaks Chinese. She doesn't speak Japanese or anything. She just speaks Chinese, which makes sense because obviously she's from Taiwan, so it makes sense. Gunvolt reminds me of Mega Man X. Yeah, I imagine that's what the developers were inspired by, was Mega Man. You know, it certainly does give off that vibe, so... just collect these things. Are there any other side quests? No. Let me collect these real quickly. You get these real quickly, these collectibles. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too I like. There's a button now to go straight to the map. You don't have to pause it and then go to map. No, you can just press the middle button and then that's it. Boom, you're already in the map. And there's the cold stone. It's still there. I still find it hilarious that cold stone is a thing in this game. At least now I know when I go to Taiwan, they have cold stone, so that's definitely great. Okay. And I think that's good enough. I can get them later. You were right, the full title is Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Adventure IX2. I got the title slightly wrong. Oh, okay, so it is Gunvolt, okay. Alright. Yeah, I knew it had some ridiculously long name. But okay, I see. So it is Gunvolt. But it just has a long name. I didn't tell you to boil my coffee and put sugar in my lunch. The darker the codecs, the more flavor is infused into them. It doesn't mean cooking them until they burn. There's a DLC boss from Galgun in that game too. Oh, really? Huh. I didn't know about that. I actually have Galgun 2 on my Switch. I haven't finished it yet, but I have played through some of it. So it's the first one, or is it another one? I don't know, it's just a Galgun character. Okay, I see. Or sorry, I don't know why I'm saying Galgun 1 or 2, like it's Galgun that's doing it. No, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. Obviously you mean that in Gunvolt there's a Galgun boss. But yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I do have the second one on my Switch. I do have it on Switch. It's a fun game, though it's certainly the kind of game you don't necessarily want to be playing if your parents are around. I mean, it's not necessarily like there's nudity or anything like that, but it's certainly one that it'll be awkward if you're playing it where there's like lots of people around. Delivered to me in the red house. No, screw that. Play the game at max volume to assert dominance. You definitely are right. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the other thing too, to get money, you have to sell this stuff. You have to sell materials. Although I don't want to spend on too much yet, because you do need these for upgrades. Certain ones are for upgrades, so I don't want to sell any just yet.
Yumo-sama, 航路はどう行くのでしょう。遠かったら飛んでいきますか？
すぐ近くだから徒歩で大丈夫。6番出口の左の横断歩道の先だよ。ほら、向こうに見えるのが正門航路だよ。
So some are for upgrades, got it. Never sell them. Yeah, like, I mean, you do want to sell them, like, because that's how you get money. You don't actually get money, like, any other way. That's how you sell, that's how you get money is by selling materials. But it's more of a case of, like, when you don't need them, then you can sell them. But when you're, like, when you do need them, yeah, don't sell them, of course. You know? So yeah, like, don't sell them initially, but then when you're like, when it starts to get to the point where you don't necessarily need them, then yeah, you could sell a lot of them. And of course, the way how you can get resources is by pretty much just grinding. I was mostly joking by exaggeration. Exaggeration. My goodness, I don't know why I don't know why I'm having trouble with that, but I get what you mean. Exaggeration. My goodness, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that word. But yeah. So, yeah, and also because upgrading your weapon is how you get new moves. So that's another good reason why you want to have a lot of material. And that's really where it starts to get, the combat starts to get better, is when you actually start upgrading your weapons. Not just because you start doing more damage, but then you can start doing more moves now. Because that's how you get new moves. Well, I mean, at least the special skills, I should say. Is you have to upgrade your weapon. And when you do that, then you can get more moves and stuff. And you certainly want to do that, because there are moves that are very devastating against the enemies. So SP Power Patch, alright. Side quest allies. Your companion side quests will have different icons from regular side quests. You can get to know them better and earn better rewards. I really feel like the reviewers that didn't like the combat and thought enemies were too spongy just didn't upgrade enough. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because they kind of want to rush and stuff like that, which you don't really want to do in this game. You definitely don't want to rush. If you try to rush, you're going to make this game way harder than it is. You know? Let's see. Increases the drop rate, restores 3p, HP. I'll go with this. I'll go with this to bring up my drop rate. I'll do that. Yeah, and especially another thing too, always eat food. Whenever you're gonna go into a battle, always get food. Even with how short the first game was, I didn't rush. Rushing in a game is just stupid. Yeah, exactly. You never ever want to rush. Unless you're doing a speed run, never rush. Especially in an RPG. That's the worst thing you can do. That's like the #1 rule that you can... That's like the #1 rule in an RPG. Never rush. Always do some grinding and do every side quest. Not necessarily like you have to do everything. You don't have to do everything, like 100%, but you certainly want to do a lot of the stuff, so that way you're prepared for what's coming up next, you know? If you just rush, like, you know, non-stop, then you're gonna have a harder time, you know? And the thing is, if you're rushing and stuff, and then you end up, like, getting your, you know, ass kicked and stuff, well, you can't exactly blame the game. You know, you can't exactly blame it, because you're not trying to level up. You know? If I was rushing in Borderlands 3, I'd have garbage gear the whole way through. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good example. If you were doing Borderlands and you just rushed, yeah, you're not gonna get good weapons, and that's really gonna screw you in the long run, because when you're getting towards the end, your weapons aren't gonna do a whole lot of damage. It's not gonna do a whole lot of damage. You're gonna do like one hit point. That's about it. And then meanwhile, your enemies are just gonna destroy you pretty much. You know, especially in and I think I remember you did tell me about it, that this one guy's review of Shin Megami, Shin Megami 5. He was talking about that he didn't like that when he was against a level 40 enemy, he didn't do a lot of damage when he was level 20. It's like, well, you're lower level, so of course you're not gonna beat him. You're lower level. That's a thing that's been in RPGs. Battling the possessed. The possessed are people possessed by Chaos Beast. They are often aggressive and will attack, but you can freely escape their battles without risking a game over. On that topic, the way speedrunners optimize runs of Borderlands 3 are around random drops are insane. Oh really? Wow. That is crazy. And yeah, the possessed, this is essentially the equivalent to an enemy encounter. The funny thing is that it says they are aggressive and will attack, but they don't actually do anything. They kind of just stand still. So, if you touch them, yeah, then you go into a battle, but they don't, like, rush you or anything. Like, see, I'm near this guy, he's not doing anything. Even though it says they're aggressive, they don't actually do anything. They kind of just stand there. But, yeah, these are essentially enemy encounters, pretty much. And this is really how you're gonna do grinding, is this way. I mean, well, obviously there's the normal missions and stuff, but this is more or less how you're gonna start racking up XP and stuff, is by doing a lot of these.
こだ。よっ、さあ邪魔だ。よっ、はっ、せや、あこれ。
You basically have to get a legendary Hellwalker shotgun as soon as possible, and that basically becomes your only gun of choice the whole speedrun. Oh, okay, I see. That is crazy. So it pretty much comes down to RNG, essentially. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a pain. Because if you don't have that gun, you're basically gonna end up taking longer to beat it. Alright. Warrior's Memory. Oh yeah, so another thing too, they do give you items as well. Well, I mean, I did say food, but they also give you another item, that Warrior's Memory, that it gives you XP, is what it does. Well, I shouldn't say XP, well, I think, what was it? There is one that gives you like an XP, like it sort of gives you like a little extra XP, and then there's others that basically give you a free upgrade in a certain category. I can attest to the Hellwalker's damage that thing demolishes. Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, you pretty much want that gun, I see. Okay. Also, speedrunners are able to run specific hotfixes on PC to manipulate drops in their favor. Leo has rejoined the team to head the 5th day in Climax 508 together. Possessed have appeared in the human realm. You can gain experience and items such as Dragon Vein wafers by defeating them. For the 5th day entertainment in Climax 508. Okay. So yeah, so whenever you're running around the world, you'll see people like that have that black sort of aura around them. Those are the possessed. And so those are the ones you're pretty much going to be fighting to gain XP. And the good thing is they don't chase you or anything. They're not like other enemies in other RPGs where they like chase you if you get close. They don't do that. Tuma's Secret Store has opened a new service. You can now perform weapon upgrade and orb synthesis for future battles. Okay, yeah. Weapon upgrade, seek out boss to enhance weapons. When you obtain enough materials and wafers, as the story progresses, maximum upgrade levels will also increase. Materials and wafers can be used to conduct orb synthesis. The results are random. As the story progresses, you'll be able to synthesize more types. Let's just do some grinding. Of course, I'm gonna make my way through to that thing, so.
Yep. へいや。よっ、邪魔だ。僕の番だね。へいや、そりゃ。
I hated enemies getting in my way in Yakuza 0. This sounds like a nice compromise. Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah. Yeah, because it's really annoying when you're like walking around and enemies chase you and stuff like that. That really sucks. I mean, at least in 0, the good thing is you could throw money, so to like distract them, but it still did get annoying. So, but yeah, in this game you don't have to worry about like enemies chasing you or anything like that. It doesn't do any of that stuff where it's like when there's like an enemy nearby, then it's like they're gonna start chasing you. They don't do that, thankfully. Ooh, double. There we go. So if characters take damage while AI controlled, does that actually subtract from their health? Yes. You do have to watch their health. So, if your characters are taking damage, it's definitely a good idea to like switch, so that way you can sort of like save them. Of course, if you can switch. So, and same thing also applies to their SP. When they start doing special moves and stuff, it also uses up their gauge, which you can see that blue gauge, they can use that too. So you gotta keep that in mind. So if you like swap to them and they've used a ton of SP, you gotta be careful of that. Of course, once you start leveling up, like this does become a problem in the beginning, but then once you start leveling up and stuff, it doesn't become as much an issue. Although that's pretty much like any RPG, once you start leveling up and stuff, then it doesn't really become too much of a problem. I actually made rest here. There you go. So, give us some health. So yeah, be sure to keep that in mind when you're playing this game. Let's see if we can we upgrade anything? Ah, sweet, yes. Alright. There we go. And then, we can make a couple of orbs. Okay. Recovery orb, recovery rate up. Okay. Alright, so, unfortunately that's the only one we can do. We need another back shell. So, and that's another thing too. You want to do synthesis, because that's how you upgrade your equipment. Well, I shouldn't say upgrade, but it's, Alright, so I'll actually give this to Leo. Oh, wait, is there any equipment here that has a slot? I'll give him this. His attack only goes down once, so that's fine. I'll give him that. Okay, there's one here, but his damage reduction takes a hit. Oh, well, I want to give him that. I don't know. He's taken a ton of damage already, so I don't know if I want to do that. I'll just leave that for now. Yeah, I'll just leave that. At least the good thing is when you start getting more into the game, then it starts giving you better equipment, so that's good at least. Let's see, what should we upgrade? I'll upgrade a little bit of the... Here, I'll do this and this. And yeah, that. And for Leo, I'll level up strength, health, and yeah, stamina. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. I like how you can see every character participating in battle at the same time, makes it feel more active. Yeah, I do like that. I like that everyone is in the battle. Of course, you can switch it to standby, and then it more or less makes it like you're playing the original, but, you know, it's nice that at least they help you out. Especially because that sort of keeps enemies off of you, to a certain extent. I actually should eat some, yeah, because I got 2 bars. So, let me... It's a good place to... Let me check here. SP cooldown time, that would be good actually. SP recovery... And they're both 1, so I'll definitely get these 2. Get like 5 of each. There. There, that's good. Alright. Me, items, meals. I'll do cooldown since I don't have that much SP, so I'll do this. I'll do that. And then I'm not gonna eat this yet, not until one of those goes away. Not until one of the buffs goes away. Which the XP one is gonna go out, so once that's gone, then I'll just eat the other thing. Right, so I'll try to make sure I'm not doing too much grinding, so that way it doesn't end up like just becoming a grind stream. I'm certainly am gonna do a lot of it off stream, of course, because you definitely do want to do a lot of it. Alright. If I stream this game, I may have to stream during the day, so I'm not disturbing my mom. Is that gonna be okay? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem at all. Stream whenever you can, you know. Wherever you're comfortable, or, you know, whenever you get the time, so. No worries, it's cool. No worries. If you can only do it in the day, no problem. I'm back. Sorry I went quiet. I was reinstalling my drivers for my computer so I can get it to stop freezing on me. Oh, okay. No problem, PhD. No problem. That's, you know, that sucks. You know, but at least you're back, you know. Not that, of course, you know, like, I was like, you know, oh, like, you know, where are you and stuff. No, I mean, you couldn't control that, so it's not your fault. No worries. It's good to see you back. Bug driver mechanics. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no problem, PhD. Yeah, no problem. And welcome back also. I always like doing that lightning kick. That's a really... I always like doing that move. That's like one of my favorite moves with Yumo, is that move. Especially because against bigger enemies, it stuns them a bit. It kind of like breaks them a bit. Like if they're gonna do like some big attack, that move actually like stops them. So, that's a nice move to always have, actually. My wallet was gone. It's such a pain to reply for all your cards. Oh, Yusha. Again with the wallet, you should, yeah. It's been a year, but she's still the same from before. And actually, if I remember, doing these is how you get new specials for Yumo. The signature skills, this is how you get the new ones, is by doing these, if I remember. I don't think all of them give you a skill, but I know some of them do. So you definitely want to do these, especially. It's 9:20. I could still stream for a little more. Daily life of Yusha. Alright. Let's see, there's oh, actually I have here, let me oh, well, actually I already have that, so I'll just eat this one. There you go. I still have one more slot, so let me see if there's all cold stone. I think this is takeout. Yeah, it is. Low chance, BP, critical strike. I'll go with this one. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea to actually bring up your critical rate. When you start getting up to when you start leveling up, you can actually start doing a lot of, like, it's almost like every hit you do is like a critical hit. It can get pretty ridiculous. Because, like, whenever I would play on my, on the Switch, when I'm playing it, I'm, like, doing the New Game Plus, because my critical rate is, like, leveled up, and then I would eat food on top of that, so it's, like, almost every hit, it would do that sound effect when you do a critical. It would go boom, 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 like that. It's crazy. I'll do, like, 5 attacks in a row, and it's, like, every single one of them is, like, a critical. Alright, where's this? Okay, over here, alright. And I see there's another side quest, so we'll do that one also. Just ever 2 critical edition. Yeah, it can get like that. When you start leveling up your critical rate and you eat food that levels up further, it'll get to that point where you just, almost every attack you do is like a critical attack. Here's another one. Take him out too. I should also mention that as you start getting further into the story, they do get harder. These positions start getting harder. They start changing up the variety in the enemies.
了解。邪魔だ。よっとはっへいやそりゃ。
I know it's cliche to rag on Ubisoft, but seriously, if this game were made by them, break strikes would only work on the one enemy. Yeah. Well, then also this game would be buggy like hell. That too also. And also they would be like, they would do all those, like sort of watchtower sort of things, those points where it's like, it reveals the map and stuff. They would do that too, pretty much. You know, and the thing is that, you know, it's not like I've always hated on Ubisoft, because obviously there was a time where they were really good, where, you know, whenever a game was coming out, you know, you were really excited when it came out, you know. But unfortunately nowadays it's like, you know, I think pretty much the only games I play are pretty much Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and have you ever accidentally left the battle because you stayed too close to the barrier for too long? Oh no, that's never a problem, thankfully. That never really becomes a problem. Yeah, no, I thought that would become a problem. That, like, if you were near the barrier, it would, like, just cause you to leave and stuff, but no, that never becomes a problem. I think the way it works is it's essentially like, if you're pushing against it, then that meter starts, because it's supposed to be, there's a meter at the top. It's like this yellow bar, and whenever you move to the barrier, it's like it'll say escaping, and then it'll start getting smaller and smaller, and then eventually then you escape. But I think it's supposed to be, it's when you're moving against it. If you're actively moving against it, then it does start to, okay, we gotta go up here. Well, I'll fight him anyways. I'll just fight him. But I think it's like you have to actually push against the barrier for it to actually, like, go faster. But if you're just, like, near it, it's not really gonna do a whole lot. It's gonna go down, like, a little bit, but not necessarily to where, not necessarily to where it can end up, like, screwing you over, and then now it's like you left the battle when you didn't mean to. The only Ubisoft games I've played recently are Immortal, Phoenix Rising, and Far Cry 6. Immortals was the better of the two by far, but Far Cry 6 was fun enough. I do, like, my brother got Far Cry 6, and I did try to play it, but I honestly got bored of it really quickly. Like, I literally was on the, I'm still, like, pretty much in the tutorial section. Honestly, I just haven't really gotten motivation to play it since. And then Phoenix Rising, I haven't played that one yet. I remember you telling me about it, and you said it was a really good game. I know it's supposed to be sort of like Zelda-ish, like Breath of the Wild. That's essentially what it's supposed to be. But I haven't played it myself. Yeah. So pretty much if I'm playing something that's Ubisoft, it's definitely an old one. And it's most certainly Black Flag and Rogue. Or even Syndicate. Even Syndicate I would play. So yeah. Okay, up there. I'll fight this guy. I just want to rack up some XP, that's why. It's always good to rack up some XP.
そこだ。はっ、邪魔だ。よっと、はっ。
I don't blame you. Far Cry 6 still has lots of its usual Ubisoft isms. I liked it enough to get the Platinum Trophy, though. That's cool. But yeah, me personally, nah, I haven't really gotten an urge to play it since. I played for a little bit and just dropped it. And pretty much whenever I see something Ubisoft, I pretty much never get excited. I think the only thing I'm probably excited for when it comes to Ubisoft is Splinter Cell, because they're doing that remake. I think that's about the only thing that I'm excited for, is that. I'll play the DLC for Far Cry 6 someday, but I want to take a break from it for now. Yeah, I remember there's like, I think 3 DLCs if I remember, and it's like supposed to be the antagonist of the last 3 Far Cry games. I think that's what it was if I remember. But yeah. Like even Far Cry 5, like that game I did beat. Me and my brother did play that game was fun. But 6, I just haven't really played. I just haven't been interested in playing it. Yeah, they're structured like roguelikes. Oh, okay, I see. The only good thing I could say about 6 was that you get Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon if you pre-ordered it. So, yeah. Which, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad they brought Blood Dragon, because that is fun. I do enjoy Blood Dragon. Okay. We gotta go that way. Okay. Actually, I could use some more. Well, the problem is I'm starting to run a little low. That's the only problem. Strike, cool down, experience. I'll get 1. And then I'll get like 2 of these. Story for 6 is terrible, but the world was nice and the guns felt satisfying. That was enough for me. Yeah. Yeah, I never really cared for the story. I mean, it definitely had lots of potential, but it didn't really work out. I mean, I do like the setting. It's pretty cool because it's like Cuba, kind of. It's basically like Cuba, which is cool. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it's yeah. Okay, let me here. Strike, quick switch. Oh, but this is 2 though. Cool down. Yeah, I'll eat this. And then yeah, I'll eat this too. 3 had the best story, and they haven't been able to replicate it since. Yeah, definitely 3 had a really good story. I think even 4 had a pretty good story too. I mean, not as good as 3. Definitely 3 is the best story, but I think 4 had a pretty good story too. I really like. I definitely like 4. That game's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's crazy that in 2 years that game's gonna be 10 years old. It's crazy. Well, actually, 3 is gonna be 10 years old soon, because if I remember, I think it came out in November, I think. Yeah, I think that's when it came out, right? November 2012? Or 2012, I don't know why I said 2012. 2012. Basically, the highest honor I can bestow a game is Platinum Trophy worthy. Far Cry 6 was Platinum Trophy worthy to me. I see, okay. So if you're willing to complete a game, then that's how you know a game is good. That makes sense. I can see that making sense. Obviously, if you're willing to complete a game, certainly it shows that you do enjoy it to an extent, so it does make sense. I mean, obviously, if you really enjoy a game, certainly you're gonna try to complete it as much as possible. So, I mean, not always, but you know, certain people definitely do like to do everything when it's a game they really enjoy. So, yeah, it makes sense. Like Dust Diver, you can tell I liked it because I got Platinum Trophy. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I remember you posted that. And I imagine it wasn't a hard one, because especially since it's short and there wasn't really a whole lot of stuff. So that certainly made it easier. I mean, I haven't platinumed it, but I certainly do enjoy it, absolutely. And especially this game. I probably won't platinum it, but I certainly did spend a lot of time with this game. I don't know my playtime, I don't remember it, but I certainly have put tons of time into it. And even when I was doing the grinding, it's still a fun game. No, it was super easy. Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. Yeah, because pretty much all it is like get S ranks and then you know, like get S ranks, get all the shards, and then max out your teammates, max out the link system. So yeah. This one certainly will be a little bit more. Yakuza games are not seriously hard to complete, but I still got the Platinum Trophy because I love it so much. Yeah, I like Yakuza, absolutely. Although I wouldn't really try to platinum them. I certainly would try to do as much as I can. I certainly would try to do a lot of this stuff, but I don't necessarily complete everything, you know. I'm not really a completionist. That's not really my style. I'm more or less like, you know, I just try to like do as much as I can, not necessarily like rush. Obviously, I don't want to rush, but I do try to do a lot of the side quests and stuff, and then I just do enough to where I'm leveled up, you know. I mean, I guess the one game I am sort of trying to complete is Shin Megami 5, because I do need to unlock the last 2 endings. I'm trying to do the Chaos ending, and then I gotta do the neutral secret ending, and that one I have to beat a secret boss, so that one's definitely gonna be tough. Although I do keep my characters and stats, so that's good at least. If you value your sanity, don't. I only did it because I'm insane. Yeah, I've heard that that game can get really hard. Well, especially when it comes to, what was that one game called? Oh my goodness. It's one of the board games. Well, not board games, but it's one of those gambling games you can play. Oh my goodness. I know if you say that, I'm gonna recognize. My goodness, I can't believe I forgot it. It's something with an M. I know that. Mahjong? That's what it was, yes. There we go, thanks. That's what it was. My goodness, I can't believe I forgot it. I don't know what's with my brain today. It's having some bug mechanics. My brain's having some bugs. I hated Mahjong at first, but once it clicked, it's actually kind of fun. Yeah, I know that game has like a ridiculously long rule set. I remember it was like when you're reading the rules, that's like, I think 20 pages. It's ridiculous. And even when they try to like sort of give you a like beginner tip sort of thing, I just I still got confused by it. I'd much rather play bowling. Hashtag give us Dragon Engine bowling. Yes. I hate that bowling they got rid of it. They kept Mahjong, but bowling they got rid of. It really sucks because bowling was really fun. I really liked that mini game. That was a really fun mini game. You know. I'm at least glad they gave us the arcade machines. I especially like playing the ones in Judgment because you get not only what was it? Is bowling still not back in Lost Judgment? No, unfortunately, it's still not in. Bowling isn't in there. I wish. If it was, that would have knocked it to like a 10 out of 10 then. At least they do keep a lot of the games from the other title, at least. Like, they keep, Motor Raid, they keep that. That's a fun one. I really like that one. Motor Raid's a really fun one. Kamero of the Dead's really fun. They basically, like, take, what was it, Yakuza Dead Souls, and they make it into like a rail shooter. It was basically House of the Dead and Kamero of the Dead and Yakuza Dead Souls. That's basically what it was. That was a really fun one. I really liked that one. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, bowling doesn't return, unfortunately, and I'm sure it probably won't return in the newest Yakuza game either, unfortunately. But I'm sure Mahjong will. Even though I'm pretty sure that's been in every single Yakuza game. Okay, let's see what we can upgrade. The Dragon Card minigame from 7 looks fun from a speedrun I watched. I played a little bit of it. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I didn't finish it, but I did play through some of it. It was fun. But I do miss bowling. I do wish bowling they would bring it back. I'll do a little bit of stamina, and then, yeah, just do that. I guess Japan just likes Mahjong. Yeah, I mean, that is obviously, like, a big game over there, you know? It's sort of like with Pachinko, you know? Like, Pachinko's also really big over there, so it makes sense why it'd be in the game, too. Even if it's something that I don't really play a whole lot of, but it's what they play, so, you know. At least they keep the other gambling minigames like poker, blackjack. I like blackjack. That one's actually fun. I like blackjack because it's simple. I hate Pachinko because Konami sold out all their IPs to make Pachinko machines. Yeah. I definitely know what you mean there. If Pachinko wasn't a thing, then yeah. Konami would either still be making games, like they would still use them properly, or they would just be dead. But yeah, not like I really played Pachinko anyway. If anything, I think I find it kind of confusing, honestly. So, not like I really like Pachinko anyway. If anything, I'll be more than happy to trade Pachinko for bowling. Definitely without a doubt. I'll be more than happy to trade Pachinko for bowling. Get a cute mask, alright. Damn, that guy got messed up. The only experience I have with pachinko is that one shine sprite on Super Mario Sunshine. Not a good first impression. they have pachinko on Super Mario Sunshine. That's funny. That's hilarious. It's basically a giant pachinko table and you act as a ball and fall to collect red coins. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I gotcha. Let me just fight him. Just fight her real quick. And I'll give the mask. Problem is the physics are glitched to hell and it makes it so much worse. Oh, okay, I see. That really sucks. Alright, let's give it, here we go. Memory, okay. I'm trying to remember what that, what was it does again? I know it's supposed to do with leveling, but what was it? There we go. Yeah, this is actually one silly thing. You have to press triangle, but it doesn't say on the bottom right that this is where you go into the items. Warrior's Memory, gain 1000 XP. Yeah, that's what it was. How much XP do I have? 589. I'm like, nah, I can't. What about Leo? No. I'll just use one. There. Let's use one. Then I'll... Yeah, we need to level up 3 more times. Yeah, I'll level up this. There we go. I can level up again. Yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do it to where she gets 4. And then I'll do Leo next. I love Super Mario Sunshine and will always say it's better than 64, but I will never defend the pachinko machine. Actually never played Mario Sunshine. Never played it actually. I know it's people say it's a really fun game, but I haven't played it myself. And then there's another side quest over here. But real quick, I'm gonna go into the mart. Real quick. I'm gonna rest and then I'm gonna see if there's stuff I can. Well, I can't upgrade, but I'm gonna see if I can sell some stuff to get some money. I can sell a couple of these, not too much, of course. So like 35. I think that's good. There, that's good. Wish the 3D All-Star Collection wasn't a limited release, so I can say you can get it on Switch, but Nintendo loves doing stupid stuff sometimes. Yeah, I heard about that. That really sucks. I don't know why they decided to do that. It's such a stupid thing. Like, they could have easily, like, you know, done a really... They could have easily made a ton of money, but they decided to just be limited for some reason. I don't know why. Sometimes companies do things and you just can't understand why they do it. I don't want to do this, not yet, because I don't have too many equipment. I don't have too much equipment that holds us an orb, so. Alright, let me. I'm already safe, but I'll do it again. Why not? If I wanted to make a quick buck, I can sell my physical copy for like $1,000, but I'm not a scumbag. Yeah, I'm sure there are people that are selling ridiculous prices for a physical copy of that. I'm sure of it. Oh yeah, we're gonna go down here. Yeah, I'm sure there are ridiculous prices for a physical copy of that game. I'm sure of it. People were scalping physical copies of that game before it even released. Unbelievable. Wow. Oh man, screw scalpers, man. Those guys are real a-holes. Scalpers are the frickin' worst. Thanks to them, I struggled for so long to find a PS5. Yeah. I'll never forget that. Scalpers buying a crap ton of PS5s and then people can't find one. I mean, you got the pandemic on top of that, and then you got these idiots making it even harder. Coming right now, 9:58. I think I'll do like this side quest and then I'll end the stream. Because I've been streaming for a while now, but and then they have the audacity to act like they're the victims because we rightly hate them for what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. So stupid, these people. Playing the victim, like, oh, but you know, it's with the Mara stuff. I don't care, man. Sure, you can buy as many as you want, but you're still a dick. You're still an a-hole. I wish someone would like hack their bank accounts and then empty them. For the food, okay. That was a quick one. Silver bracelet, okay. See, that's... Oh, this one's got a slot to it. Yeah, I'll do it. Recovery orb. I'll put it here. If I found a scalper's secret stash of PS5s, I'd steal them all. I'd steal all of them and sell them for like $200 as payback. Okay. Alright, so let me make another. Let me actually synthesize an orb actually, since I got another equipment there that has an orb slot. I'll do that. Quick. That way I help out people who are looking for PS5s and I stick the scalpers by. That definitely would be satisfying to see. It's sort of like seeing those like phone scammers, like seeing them get their own medicine. It's always nice to see. Alright, here. This defense orb enhances defense rate. Okay. That's not a bad one. Okay. I'll put that on you. Oh. There. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm gonna save and then I'm gonna end the streamer because it's getting kinda late, unfortunately. So I definitely would like to stream more of this, but it's getting kinda late and I'm getting pretty tired, so yeah, unfortunately I have to stop here. So but yeah, so yeah, thank you guys. Would you recommend this game to people? Yeah, absolutely, Ninja. And welcome. Well, I mean, even though I'm ending it here, but it's good to see you. And but yeah, so yeah, absolutely, I would recommend this game. Absolutely, without a doubt. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And I certainly can't wait to continue with this game, because this game definitely gets better as it goes on. So it's gonna be slow first, but it gets better, trust me. But yeah, guys, so you all have a great night, and I hope to see you on the next stream, and I hope that you continue to enjoy this walkthrough, and I especially hope that if you're finding this game fun and interesting, hopefully you guys will check it out yourself. So yeah, you guys take care, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next stream. Take care, and bye.